and girls, ladies and gents. Welcome to tonight's episode of Clutch Conversations. I hope y'all having a wonderful Thursday. Love these Thursday nights. That means it's almost Friday. Weekend is almost here. It's time to kick back and enjoy. Tonight we got a good guest. Tonight we got your boy Jacob from Sybil Serpents. So we're going to get into that in just a minute. First and foremost, though, if you're involved in this hobby in any shape, form, or fashion, please be sure to support U.S. Art and U.S. Art Florida. That's very important to our hobby and very important for our rights. I want to say what's up to a few people before we bring Jacob out. Will, what's good? Thanks for coming out, bro. Eric, what's good? Thanks for coming out. Nicole, what's good? Thanks for coming out, sis. Matt, what's up, bro? Thanks for coming out. Miggy's, what's up? Thanks for coming out. James, what's good? Thanks for coming out. Fred, what's good, bro? Thanks for coming out. Heathen Hatchery, thanks for coming out, and thanks for the sub. I really appreciate that. So without further ado, we're going to bring out Jacob. What's good, bro?
What's up, man?
What's up, man? Here, you doing all right?
Yeah, doing all right. Just got off work.
Just got off work?
Okay. Nobody's home. Like, nobody can bust through the door and mess this all up. It's all good, man.
Oh, that's what's up. Good. That's what's up. Yeah, I see you in the snake room. Got your setup back there. How many racks you got back there?
What's that?
How many racks you got back there?
Oh, so I have the 1065, but I added some levels to it, and then I have two 5540s that I had to kind of adjust. Like this, the one back here is taller than this one because of the height restrictions on the side of the room. But I'm like right where I'm looking right now is going to be another 1065 probably by the end of the year. But after that, I'm maxed out in this room. There's nowhere to really grow. So
gotcha. We
will see what happens, man. There might be some racks in my bedroom, dude. Next.
Yeah, I'm in the same predicament. So you can see behind me. So on one side of the room, I got all the racks. I got room for like one more hatchling rack. And because I got one of those sea serpents racks, like the 45 tub racks. I got room for that, but I got to move a rack out. I don't know if you can really see it back there in that corner. I got to move that out, and that's going to become my new quarantine rack. So I'm going to upgrade my quarantine rack, have more space for some more hatchlings, and then we got to figure out like what's the next move in terms of where we're going to start keeping new racks once we do grow a little bit more.
Yeah.
But real quick, bro, introduce yourself. Tell everybody about your background.
Born and raised out here in Cali, Long Beach, California. Moved out to where I'm at now. Yes, sir. And moved out here like sixth grade. Always had reptiles and amphibians, but it was always stuff I caught. Like my parents would let me have a lot of stuff in the house, so I always had like makeshift things in the yard. I'd use those big trash cans, fill them up with dirt, and catch lizards. And I had that stuff like alligator lizards, like breeding and stuff when I was like a kid. Like I was like legit into it. I had all different, compartments and stuff, but never could have anything in the house.
So were you like the only person in your clique that was doing reptiles, or was it a lot of folks?
I mean, it was just like, I didn't even think of it like that. I was just being a kid playing with the stuff I liked. So my dad like breeded exotic pheasants and like birds and stuff. So I was always around like animals. So they encouraged it, but they didn't want them in the house kind of thing. So a lot of the stuff that needs heat and needs like controlled temps and stuff were like off limits. So it was either something I could catch or something that could live outside like a tortoise, things like that. And then I got my first wife hated reptiles. So for like 10 years of my life, I didn't have anything reptile. I went to full blown. I got into saltwater tanks. I got into fish and stuff. So I had a bunch of tanks. I had an eel tank. I had all kinds of cool stuff. Coral tank.
I heard that get pretty expensive too.
Yeah, that was just that was all that, and that was just a hobby. I wasn't doing anything, breeding, making anything. I was just had them. It was a collection, So it was just a money pit for me. And had some issues with that kind of got a little bit out of hand. So I kind of downsized, and then I got divorced, so I got rid of all that stuff, and basically just realized I got to a certain age where I was like, what am I doing? What do I want to do? And it's always been reptiles. It's always been, and snakes have always been one of my favorites, man. I always had like I said, I had stuff when I was younger that I could catch. I had a ton of garter snakes, man.
True.
So I used to just mess around with stuff like that. It was more like a hobby. It never became anything serious until the last, like 3 years ago.
Like last 3 years.
Yeah.
Is your wife into reptiles now, and was she in it before?
She's not like into them like I am, I would say. She's had like red-tailed boas like growing up and stuff. She's had snakes and stuff. So she's like really cool with it, and she's not afraid of them or anything, but she's not really involved like hands-on in the snake room. She's but yeah, I mean, she's totally cool with them. Like she's so cool that she's volunteered the bedroom for racks if need be.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah. So that's cool. What's up. Yeah.
Yeah. My wife wasn't into reptiles either. Neither one of us was really into reptiles growing up, and we just got into it. Like 2020 was when we got into it. So we hadn't been into it that long. So you say you got into it like 2019?
Yeah, 2019. Like I started off. Like I said, I was kind of like at a point in my life where I was like trying to figure out what I wanted to do and stuff. And I had a lot of ideas, and it was probably like a good year. It was probably the beginning of probably the middle of 2018, where I just kind of like looked into different ideas, and it was all involving reptiles for the most part. Like, I was, all kinds of different avenues, different species and stuff. And I started looking at colubrids because I was a little bit more familiar with those. And then the ball python itch happened, man. I started looking into them, and I was like, whoa, dude, what the hell is this? Like seeing dreamsicles, and I can remember years ago, like ball pythons, like the albino when it came out, like it was a big deal. Like I remember like that kind of stuff, but I never really thought that it was like, more than 5 morphs possibly. It was like that's how far removed I was from it. And when I was going through that, and then of course I found Morph Market, and then that was
all downhill from there.
That was the end. I purchased my first couple of snakes. They were from a local guy out here, Mike from RP Reps. I bought. They were just het clowns. It was like a Mojave het male and an Inchy het female that I bought and grew up. And she ended up being my first clutch I got too.
What were they het for?
Oh, the het clown.
Het clown. Okay.
So it was a het clown to het clown. And so I got my first clutch from her. And what ended up happening was I was looking around for stuff, and I was starting to, I'd come up on some money. And I was in a position to like really invest in some snakes. I wanted to get the lower end stuff to kind of just, see how I did with it, and then, it wasn't long after that, man, that I was like, all right, I'm ready. It didn't take long. Like, I loved it. It was fairly simple. I mean,
that's how I was.
Because I was really nervous about it. I'm thinking incubators and like all these things. I'm thinking, man, it's got to be so hard and stuff. But just kind of realizing the more I got into it, I realized it was very similar to, and nothing that I wasn't used to. The only big difference is with snake eggs, you want to keep them situated in one position, whereas chicken eggs need to be, and bird eggs need to be rotated.
Okay,
so you rotate them. Yeah, so like
raise chickens too.
Yeah. Chicken, everything. He had like everything you could think of. Wild turkeys. We've had it all. Dude, like Egyptian geese, everything, all kinds of like exotic ducks and stuff. Yeah, it's crazy, man. For a while there.
Yeah.
He had everything. So once I don't know, it was pretty. Once I had that first clutch, and it's just been smooth sailing from there for me. Honestly, I mean,
did you get any visuals out that first clutch?
Yeah, I got one. I got one Inchy. Yeah, I got one visual Inchy from that clutch.
Okay.
Just one.
Okay.
6 eggs, I think.
6 eggs. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how it was for me when I first got in. Like, I got like some lower end stuff. And just wanted to see how I liked it. And then plus somebody told me, it was like get lower end stuff, see how you like it. And then if you feel like you like it, you feel like it's gonna be something you want to do, then start investing in higher end stuff. And so that's the way we did it. And so like all of my best stuff is kind of like growing up in the racks right now. And so the things that we're producing isn't necessarily the best stuff in the clutch, or the best stuff in the collection, but it's just gonna keep getting better and better and better and building on that.
That's pretty much where I'm at right now too. I'm just now starting to see some of the more. Like at the beginning of this year, I had a couple clutches that were really killer, and then like I've got one that it's not so great, but it's a visual ultramel clutch, so I'll be producing some ultramels.
Okay.
And then I have like now that I've got like my ultrasound and stuff and I'm tracking and stuff, I have a lot of stuff that's getting close, has ovulated or is about to ovulate. Like I'm starting to get into the real meat potatoes of my collection, the stuff that I invested in that, has been just, 2.5 years of just patience and waiting.
Right.
You
had some DG Clown stuff too, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I got, that was a clown het desert ghost to a inchy spot nose leopard double het DG Clown. So
and how many double visuals did you get out of that?
I just got one, one. She actually only laid 4 eggs. It was weird. She laid 4 eggs, and one of them was like had like no veins, but I could see like the little like embryo in there, but it didn't have any veins. And then first day, it had all seeped out the top of the egg. It was really weird.
Oh wow!
I'd actually never seen that happen before. It like literally just like the egg deflated and all the yolk came out. So that I just threw it, and 3 eggs. I only got 3 eggs out of her, and I ended up hitting the.
That's what's up now.
Yeah, that's what's up. Antoine's my good luck charm. He came out here when I cut that.
Who's that?
And he was here when it happened, dude. So now he has to come out every time I have a clutch. He has to come out.
Who?
Antoine.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Y'all did that video?
Yeah.
Okay,
so
that's
he
what's
was
up.
there when I cut that. So from now on,
mandatory. You gotta show up.
Yeah. Yep. His responsibility now, dude. It's on him now, dude.
That's what's up. And so DG Clown, you got some Ultra Male stuff. What other projects are you real focused on?
I have DG Clown is probably like my number one. Like I have some stuff that, like, for instance, I have like a Holy Grail clutch, possible Holy Grail clutch she's about to lay any minute. I think she might even be laying right now. She's gonna be laying soon, but I'm getting out of that project. I'm gonna reassess and put that investment into some other stuff. I actually I'm not as invested into it, but I got some pretty cool stuff coming with Monarch Clown.
Oh,
I'm hoping to make some Monarch Batman clowns, dude.
So do you have a preference, Monarch or Ultra Male?
What's that? Man, I don't even want to speak on that because I don't even have a visual Monarch. I've seen them, but I don't actually own one. Gotcha. I do have Ultra Male. I like them both, to be honest. I see a difference in them for sure, especially when they get older. When they're younger, I think it's a little bit less obvious, but as they get older and they kind of like do their thing with their tone, how it kind of solidifies, I think the Monarchs are a lot more of like a richer, like goldenrod and like a burnt brownish red, almost purplish red color, versus the Ultra Male tends to be more of like a more of a pastel purplish color, like almost like banana is when it's young, Gotcha. Before it browns out, that kind of has that look to it. Gotcha. I think they're different for sure.
Yeah, they're definitely different in my opinion. I like both of them, but I'm fully team Ultra Male. But I do like Monarch. I've seen some nice Monarch stuff.
Yeah. No, yeah, and like I said, like the clutch in the incubator right now, that's an Ultra Male clutch. So that was a Yellow Belly Ultra Male to a black pastel het Ultra Male 66% het hypo. So I won't be able to prove her out in that clutch, but at least get some cool visuals out of that. Hoping for a black pastel Yellow Belly Ultra Male.
Okay, that'll be dope. I think dark jeans look real good.
Yeah. And then the Yellow Belly with it just kind of like brings out it brightens it up, especially with black pastel. Yellow Belly and black pastel are really good together.
Yeah.
So
are you gonna do like some Ultra Male clown stuff as well? Or
I don't.
DG or?
I don't have any yet, but that's the plan. I have another pairing that I'm gonna hopefully make. There'll be double het clown Ultra Male, possible het pied.
Okay, wow.
Well, I'm gonna hopefully make that. That's on the calendar. They've been locking, so we'll see. I'm thinking maybe like January should be laying if everything keeps moving the way it's going. So I don't really have anything in that, but that's what I'm gearing towards. Like I have that's one project that I'm kind of working from the ground up. I invested in the other stuff a little bit more, so like that stuff is kind of having to be built up, the long way, I guess you could say.
Gotcha. So what other projects you got going?
Besides that, I have like just a clown project that I'm going to incorporate. I can go anywhere with it, really. I can put it in the Monarch Clown project. I can put it over here, but I've got like a lot of the Pompeii stuff going on. I actually hatched out a Pompeii.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's 66% het, but I'm saying it's het because I
speaking into existence.
It has to be. Yes, right, exactly. Put it out there. Yeah, she's beautiful. So like, she's definitely hold back. I have another one that I think might be all of that, but with inchy too.
Okay, that's what's
so
up.
It would be
it's a female.
With both females, yeah.
Both females. Okay.
Yeah, so nice. they're about 500 grams now already. They're doing good. Those are like I think that clutch was like an amazing eating clutch, man. Like they just bam, just ate from the beginning. Have never missed a meal. That was just a really good clutch.
That's what's up. Yeah, I saw that Summer and Justin had weighed in on it on that hit.
Oh yeah.
Female.
Yeah.
On the Discord.
Yeah, I had hit Justin up with it when it hatched, and he said that he thinks it looked het back then too. So I was just trying to get another look at it because it's a little bigger now. It looks a little different. It's starting to change a little bit. So I just wanted to throw it out there, see if anyone saw anything different.
Gotcha. So about how many snakes you got in the collection right now, breeders?
Well, breeders right now, like my breeder rack, like, let's see. I got about probably like 35, 40. Most of those being females. I think about 5 of those are male that are all either like have laid, are in the process of building follicles, or going to be really like ready to go this season. Like start pairing them in November. Like,
so you say 35 or 40 that you expect?
Yeah, I'd say probably somewhere like I don't know exactly because I have some stuff moved around right now, but and I have some breeder males that are actually in the smaller rack still, but yeah, I want to say about 35, 40. So probably like 30 females. Okay. That are like either, like I said, on that spectrum, gonna start building. Either they're building or they're gonna be, coming the beginning of the year, November.
Nice. So. And so, do you know, like, in the future, how big you want to get, like in terms of clutches? Like, do you have a number, or are you just kind of playing it by ear and seeing what makes sense for you?
Man, playing it by ear because I don't even know what like 15 clutches looks like in 1 year. Like, honestly, like with my work schedule and my life and stuff and where I'm at now, like I've had like multiple times where I've had like 2 clutches at once, so like that's like, I've never had like a heavy load, but I'm like thinking like, how different is that when you have 10 clutches in the incubator? You know what I'm saying? Like that's a whole nother
ball.
So I don't know how big I want to get. I don't know if big in that regard, like numbers wise, is what I'm really gearing towards. It's like, I feel like I want to just zero in on these particular projects and really be super balanced on holding back and letting go, because I think that's important to like have a little bit of both. I think you can overdo it either way. You can sell too much or you can hold back too much. And I know there's a lot of people that say that you can't hold back too much, and they probably are in a position where they can hold back everything. But I'm trying to make this be my full-time gig eventually. So obviously, gotcha. I want to be able to support, not only the animals, which are first and foremost when it comes to the money that I do make now, but also like my family and the household and whatnot.
Gotcha. So what's your current holdback strategy right now?
Like, so right now, I don't hold anything. I basically what I do is like, especially if I know it's coming. Like for instance, I had a bunch of clown stuff coming. So like I had 3 clutches that were all from the same sire, but different females. So like instead of like when the first clutch hatched, I didn't just like pick my holdbacks. I waited till I got all 3 clutches and I saw what I had, and then I kind of decided out of all those snakes which ones I wanted to hold back and which ones I want to sell. And that actually has changed too. Like it'll change. Like there's some stuff that, I mean, now that I have other things coming and stuff, I'm thinking like, and so there's that holdback list gets smaller and smaller. I noticed that too anyway. So it's fine. Like I know that like there's, like I said, that Pos Het, Pompeii, and that one that's got inchy in it. Those 2 are like, out of all those clutches, those are the most 2 that I'm keeping. And then there's a couple males I'm keeping. I hit a couple visual males, like I think one's inchy red stripe and the other one's inchy red stripe yellow belly, and I'm holding those ones back.
Okay, and you keep a double visual female.
Yeah, and then I have he should be getting ready to breed any time now that I purchased from Antoine. I got a red stripe spot nose visual clown male.
Nice.
He's going to be thrown. I'm going to try to throw him to a lot of the stuff that a lot of the stuff that already went last year. A lot of the clown stuff I had that already went. I'm gonna probably throw them in with them on the rotation.
Okay.
Get some nice, better odds this year, and Pompeii's. You know, a lot of the stuff I have is like the opposite of that. Like I have a couple of black pastel yellow bellies, so putting the red stripe spot nose to it's gonna pump easy. So yeah,
gotcha. So what's your goal for the Pompeii project? Like what you want to do to take it to the next level?
I don't even know, man. Like I'm not even really trying to make a Pompeii as much as I'm trying to like get ahead of and try to add stuff to it, you know? And it's like I had ideas that like I'm like, oh, this would be cool. Like for a while there, I was thinking like cypress would be so cool to throw in there somehow. But then like you see like Justin and Miguel and all that already hatching it out. So it's like, oh, okay, well I gotta figure out everything. So it's like, oh, special would be cool. And now Justin's got the special with the cypress and all that. You know, so it's like, dude, come on, man. You're breaking this, dude. Like, so it's like, so I'm thinking like I want to throw like, I just want to do some weird combos with it and like replace like black pastel with like mahogany or spot nose with GHI or even just add GHI to a Pompeii or, you know, just different things that, you know, I want to stack those genes with more stuff and see what can come of it, you know?
Gotcha. You think it'll look good with hypo?
Oh, dude. Yeah. Like, honestly, hypo is so slept on, man.
Bruh, it's like
I think,
crazy, bro.
I know, like I don't know, but it is. You know what it is it doesn't translate well. Like when you look at it like on an Instagram, it doesn't look how it looks because it's just like when I first saw him, I just thought, oh, that's just it looks like a snake in shed, you know. Until I saw one in real life, and I saw like, whoa, like wow, dude, like that. It definitely, it has like an enhancing effect to it for sure. Like it definitely does like a weird. It like muddies it up and cleans it at the same time somehow.
Yeah, it's wild, bro. Like like truth be told, so I got two more potential double head clutches coming. Well, one for sure because the girl follicle size wise, she like passed the point of no return, so she's gonna give me something, right? And then I got another one that's gonna be so I got the first one, the one I was just talking about, is a double head hypo clown, right? And so that pairing is a Orange Dream Inchy Black Pastel Fire Clown, and I put him with a Super Inchy Lesser Hypo. And I got another double head Desert Ghost Clown clutch coming. So an Inchy Red Stripe Batman with a Super Pastel Butter DG female. And so the double head Hypo Clown project, like truth be told, like I'm more excited for that one than the double head DG Clown project, or clutch, you know what I'm saying? And DG Clown project wise is probably more of my favorite project, but just that pairing, like I'm really excited about that pairing just because you got Black Pastel and Inchy in the male, and then you got Super Inchy in the female. So you know, Super Inchy, obviously that's a super, and then you got Black Pastel and Inchy, that's ALS, and so everything that comes out is either going to be Super Inchy or Black Pastel and Inchy. Plus you got Fire, you got Butter, and you got Orange Dream in the mix too, and then everything double head Hypo Clown.
Crazy combo.
So I'm so looking forward to that, bro. Like that's my most anticipated clutch of the year.
That's what's important, dude. To like, I mean, I say this all the time, like the double recessive is moving, and it's like everyone's trying to do triple and quads. Like that's the movement, but you can't forget about the codoms, man. You got to get the codoms in the mix because that's where it's really at, man. It's cool 100%. If you got like a hypo clown, but if you got like an OD yellow belly, black pastel, inchy, you know, whatever, hypo clown, and that's a whole nother level, man. Because I mean, you know, you can't forget about, you can't sleep on the codoms, man.
Absolutely.
You got to make sure, you got to stack that in there too.
Absolutely.
That's where it's at, man.
Real quick, I want to say what's up to a few new folks in the chat, and I'm sorry if I missed anybody. Keys, what's good, bro? Kershawn, what's up? Justin, what's good? Who else new we got? Matt, what's up? I saw you comment, but I ain't get a chance to pull you up. I'm trying to find you. There you go. Matt from Ebony and Ivory Reptiles was good, bro. Bravado was good. I think I got everybody. So speaking of the codoms, like, what's your favorite codom?
Well, I don't know, man. I'm really into the white lace thing right now.
Okay.
But I would say that I really, really like asphalt.
Asphalt, okay.
Asphalt, super asphalt is probably like one of my favorite snakes. Period. Like just simple, super form or whatever. I mean that I love it, man. And I think it would be cool to assert asphalt into a lot of the yellow belly projects, just to kind of, mix it up a little bit. And then, there's no worry about white snakes,
Right.
When you do have a breeding thing, you're making cool supers or whatever, that's good.
100%.
Can't go wrong with it,
Absolutely. So have you seen that Cosmos gene?
I heard about it. What is that? Is that have I seen it with Clown? I want to say I've seen it with Clown or something.
So Brittany posted one, I think today.
Okay.
And she's posted it a number of times, I think. But she's got a Cosmos clown, but it's crazy. It's a dude like Ralph Sims or something like that, I think is his name. He oversees in Europe.
I was gonna say that's a European thing, huh? The Cosmos thing. Yeah.
And he hadn't let a bunch of them go, but it's nice. Like he posted a bunch of like I think he posted like a Cosmos Mojave clown. He's posted like a bunch of stuff. And I know Brittany she got that Cosmos clown, and she got like a yellow belly Cosmos, and so she got some nice stuff too. But I think he only sold her like a couple females, like 2 or 3 females, something like that. And so she's been raising those up. It's dope, bro.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I've heard so much about it, and it's kind of like a bit of mystery. Like, what is it? Like, I don't even know if I've ever even actually seen a picture of one, to be honest.
It's crazy, bro. It's a group. It's like Cosmos Clown. I mean, not Cosmos Clown, but Cosmos Group or something like that. And then if you go to Brittany page, you can see it on there. It's nice. Okay. And then the guy who in Europe is like Ralph Sims, I think RAL.
That sounds familiar.
Like half, but Ralph.
It's
nice, bro. Like I think it'll look so crazy. Like once you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like just kind of how the pattern is like broken up. It's hard for me to explain. Like I'm the worst at explaining like the genes.
Right.
I got to get better at that. But it's crazy. And so like what I've seen, like just thinking about a Cosmos clown, like a Cosmos Ultra Male clown, that'd be crazy, bro.
Yeah,
it's dope, bro. You got to check it out.
Yeah, Ultra Male clown, anything is gonna be amazing, dude.
Yeah, I haven't seen a bad one yet.
Right? It's like what Banana's supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like really, when you think about it, that's what's so cool about Ultra Males, because it's kind of like, everything that Banana was supposed to be in a recessive.
Yeah, it's nice, bro. It's nice. And then speaking of the asphalt, like what you think about like the genetic testing and stuff? Like you think it's a good thing, you think it's a bad thing, or are you somewhere in the middle?
I don't think it's a bad thing, and I don't know. It can be taken advantage of, or it could be. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't change much to me in the whole scheme of things. Like I think it just changes how it doesn't really change anything, except that it'll just make the market more focused. So like as a seller, I can take advantage of this system and figure out what is what. So I'm holding back the valuable animals that I want. And then, or if I'm choosing to sell them, I'm getting the market value of what they exactly are, instead of having to, like, if it's a 50% het, I might have to be like, you can't get the het value for the snake. So right. You're kind of just mystery pricing stuff, and that can go bad. If it's good for you, it's bad for the customer, and if it's good for the customer, it's bad for you. So it cleans that up, and I think I like that.
Yeah, because, I like that part too.
Yeah, and I saw the thing that Justin and Will did, and I kind of sided with Justin more on that, to be honest, just because I feel like it's still going to take a long time to build up recessive projects. It just right. takes out the initial couple years of having to wait to prove out. It knocks 2 years off of it, but you're talking about projects that already are some of them, take 10, 15 years to get to fruition of where you want to be with it from where you start. So, knocking 2 years off that, it's not really, I don't feel like it's really changing too much. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I feel like go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Now, as I said, they brought up a good point. I don't know if you watched the one about like overproduction, mm-hmm. and that was like kind of the main topic. But I think Summer made this point, and they pulled from the genetic testing discussion, and just kind of like related it to overproduction, and was talking about, like, how right now, if something 50% het or 66% het, really the only way historically has been to just breed it and prove it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if you got that testing, then you can test it. You can see what's 100% het, what's not het. You know what I'm saying? And then you can, instead of having to breed so many animals to get what you're really looking for, you know what I'm saying, you can reduce the production because you're not having to breed that potential het. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good point.
And so yeah, I thought that was a good point too, just from that perspective.
I see that being like, I can see that being a concern, but I also think that it could like, people are gonna like not be afraid to do those pairings. So you'll probably see a lot more people pairing these like 50% stuff, and then having a bunch of snakes they have to discard because they're not het, that aren't worth much, that probably are going to hit like a wholesale market. Right. And yeah, I can see it affecting like other things as well too. It could affect other genetics, just by flooding it with certain, codons or whatever. But I don't know. I still think ultimately, in that regard, you're still going to have to like grow it up. Even after you prove it out, you're still going to have to grow it up and breed it back to something else. I mean, and then honestly, if you've already got the visuals, then none of this applies anyways. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, I don't think it really affects too much, dude. I mean, to be honest, I can see it being a bigger game changer back in the day. Back in the day, that probably, if that came out like 10, 15 years ago, man, that would be like, how many like scammers you would have eliminated, like people that were just selling stuff that wasn't even what it was and just trying to rip people off and stuff. Oh yeah, this is het, and it's not, it's just a normal, I hear people telling stories of that stuff all the time, so I don't know. To me, it's a net positive ultimately, I guess.
I think so too. Matt brought up a good question. He was saying that he just want to know, how will we be able to tell if like somebody's lying and saying it's het when it's really not het? You know what I'm saying? Like some people might say they tested it and then say, hey, yeah, this animal tested as 100% het. You know what I'm saying? But it really didn't. It was another animal that they had, and they just kind of swapped it out so they can get that money. So I think part of that is, if you do that, you're not going to last for long, because people are going to eventually find out and people are going to talk. And then I was talking with Justin from Armless Angels the other day, and we was talking about like if there could be like a middleman, right? So like, let's say you hatch some stuff, and you send it to get tested, right? And so you send your share to get tested. It's got like a serial number or whatever for that testing, like however they have to set it up. And then you got that proof that you tested this snake. It's 100% het clown. Then I come behind you and I buy it, and then I send a shed from that same animal with your paperwork attached. And is there a way that they can prove at the lab that the shed that I sent is the same shed or from the same animal that shed? I don't know. So that's like way above my pay grade. But I wonder like, how would that's the way they can do it.
I could see that too, but you know what? Like to his point too, like that happens now anyways. You know what I mean? People lie and can lie about hets now. So it's not like it's actually going to be less likely, because like you said, you can do it for 2 years. But once these people start producing animals and they're not making it, and with social media being the way it is,
they're gonna be like this, bro.
Yeah, and how quick you can spread the word, like just from like people seeing it and sharing it, and then those people sharing it. And like if someone does someone dirty, we seen that with homeboy that was talking smack on Texas when they had the power outages and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Dude, they jumped on him so fast, dude. It was crazy. Dude.
Like, it was crazy. It was everywhere.
Like whoa! I didn't even know what happened. I didn't know what happened until after everything happened, and then I had to go back because it happened so fast, dude.
It was like everywhere. Like I just woke up one morning, bro, and I saw it one place, and then like I'm scrolling, then I see it here, I see it here, I see it there, then I see it on an entirely different social media platform.
Yeah, so you'll have a lucrative 2-year run, and then after that, dude, you're done.
Yeah.
Like yeah. So like, I mean, if people want to do that, I guess, I mean that's in anything, dude. There are people that are going to rip people off no matter what, dude. So. I mean, you just got to take take the good with the bad and just try to make the best decisions on who you associate with and who you deal with, and like, you know, who gets your money and who gets your animals, dude. Like, you just, you know, doesn't hurt to be a little bit, you know, considering like who you're giving your money to, you know, that should be an important part of it. You know, it's not just about how badass the snake is. Like, who's the person I'm giving the money to? What kind of person are they? Who are they? You know what? You know, I don't know. I think that's important.
Look at this one. If I got to wait 2 years to beat your ass, just know and make sure you feel it for every day that passed for my time.
Yeah, exactly. Like, well, who wants that, dude? Come on. Who wants that, dude? It's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah. Ain't no point in what's up? There ain't no point in ripping people off. Like, I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the energy that you can put into ripping somebody off, you can put that same energy into doing something, you know what I'm saying? Like, above board and be more successful for a longer term. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just crazy. I never got that, bro. Like, wow. Yeah.
I don't either, dude. I don't, like, it's like, there's been times where I've like bought a snake and on my own fault of my own, I just assumed it was female, and I had paired it a couple times and I didn't get anything, and I decided to sell it, and I sold it as female, and I was told it was actually a male, and like, I genuinely felt bad about that. Like, I didn't, you know, like, and that's on me ultimately, because you should always check your snakes. But I just, you know, I just never really thought about it. I just assumed it was, you know, and that kind of goes back to with who you associate with. And
right.
So it's kind of like, you know, it puts you in a bad position, dude, when you don't do the research and check yourself, you know? So
I know at first that was a huge risk for me, like not being well versed at popping snakes or probing snakes. Either way, I couldn't sex at all at first, you know what I'm saying? And so I just kind of had to take people's word. And when I, like, one of the first, so we bought 2 snakes at first, and one of those 2 was sold to me as a female, but it ended up being a male, a huge male too. Like, he like, like, bro, he like 2,500 grams now. Like, he just huge. Like, I mean, it's a big boy, bro. But he all male. You know what I'm saying? And that's just something you learn. Like, that's lessons you learn. Speaking of lessons you learn, what are some important lessons you've learned? Like, if you could go back to 2018, 2019, when you first got into it, like, what would you tell yourself?
Well, I would definitely. I think I started right. I think I had the right idea in the beginning, and then I got like that. I don't know what that, like that lust where I just was like, I just started buying stuff. Like, I just was like, oh, this will work with this will work with that, and I just started. Everyone does it, dude. Come on. And I overdid it, and I got to a point where I was like, I don't need all of these. I don't know why. And then I'm starting to get my own clutches. And I'm like, man, I really don't need these, because, you know, so just, if I could go back, I would probably put more of that money that I spread out into different things. I would put it into better males. Definitely would have went and bought myself a double visual male of the projects that I'm in. Like, I would have gotten, you know, clown pied. I would have got a ultra male clown. I would have got a desert ghost clown. Like, I wish I would have done that route. And then, you know, that way when you purchase your females, you know, you can have the double het females. You got really good odds to hit. And, you know, males are typically cheaper than females. And there's a lot. Dude, I could keep going and going, dude. There's a lot of things I would have done different, man. It's cool though. I got a shout out to my cousin Aaron. I got him into the hobby, and he like it was fun working with him, because he came to me with a shit ton of money and told me, hey, I want like 8-10 snakes, like no more than 10, but here's, you know, 40K. So nice. I had fun, you know, talking with Justin and like, just, you know, Sebastian from Showcase, man, that guy, if there's one person that I could shout out that like really put me on, like in the beginning, like when I was just fresh new, it's Sebastian from Showcase, man.
Okay.
That man, like really, you know, before I didn't spend a dime with him for months, just talking back and forth, like actual phone conversations, and him just working with me and talking to me. And I hadn't bought anything. I could have just been somebody like, let me talk to my wife real quick and then see, you know, like one of those good guys, you know, but he worked with me for months, and I bought my first group from him, and he got me connected with Justin. I got a couple groups from him, you know. But it was working with my cousin, being able to have that, that real focused vision of how, like, what, if I knew then what I know now, and being able to apply that to someone that like a family member that's getting into this, it was actually really cool because it was able to actually like help him build something that, and a part of me is kind of thinking like, man, if only I knew, like, this could be my collection. Like this is something I could have done, like, but yeah, it's all good in the end, dude. I'm totally stoked where I'm at. Like I said, I got like lots of people that helped me get to this point, man.
How many snakes did he end up getting?
Oh man, like I think at first I had like 24 after I was said and done between those two guys. And then I just started adding, and then I got another group from Justin, and I got to like, I doubled that up probably in like 2 or 3 months. And then the end of the year, I probably doubled that. I think I'm sitting at like 80, 85 right now.
Okay.
But a lot of those are hatchlings I've hatched too. So
I had the same question. So what project did you get him into with that 40K?
So I got him into, we bought a couple of from Justin, Sebastian, and Miguel. I got him some clown het DG females.
Nice.
Got him. He's got an Inchy from Sebastian. Then he has I think it's like a firefly leopard clown het DG that he got from Sebastian, a real nice female. And then I got 2 spot nose clown het DGs from Miguel.
Oh, that's some dope stuff.
Yeah. So then we were like, I was talking to Justin about getting them because I was like, man, we were talking about different routes with males and stuff. And so we got to talking, and I was like, well, if we get you a male now instead of waiting, you could actually grow him up, and we could do some stuff with him over here and do some damage and do some split clutches. So you can kind of recoup some of your loss, and I can get ahead of the game a little bit. So we were waiting, man. There's a couple snakes I missed on that I wish we'd got, but we ended up picking him up a Hypo Clown Het Desert Ghost Het Pied male from Justin.
Nice.
So that
Hypo Clown Het Desert Ghost
Het Pied.
Hypo Clown Het DG Het Pied.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So that thing's going to work, man. We've got plans for that.
Gotcha.
And so then from that point, then he's purchased a couple females, but like to add different stuff. So I think he got like an Exanthic Het Pied, Het Hypo or something. And then he's got these other females to kind of incorporate other genetics into it because he really likes the Exanthic and stuff. So, and then he got like an ultra male pied, or I forget what he got, but he's got some other things to throw with that male and stuff. And then I got from Bob Vu, we got a Orange Dream spot nose chocolate double het Desert Ghost clown male. That's going to be like his backup one. So, and then probably the male we'll use with like a couple of those clown het DG females. Like when they're ready to go, I would probably have them pair a couple of those because, I mean, that's just, dude, that's crazy.
Chocolate look nice in Desert Ghost. And
yeah, that's like one of my favorites. And what's crazy is the chocolate and the spot nose are like the allelic.
Yeah.
So it'll spit out one or the other, dude. So it's like perfect. And then he's got those spot nose girls. So he could make super spot nose or make more allelic combos,
Yeah.
With those females. So
yeah, chocolate is nice.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard for me to see, and sometimes it's like, bam, yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
It's like
I have a chocolate het clown male that I have it sitting next to just a het clown female. So like when I look at him side by side, I can totally see it, But when I look at him by himself, it's not as obvious, which is weird because I have a Wookiee het clown female that's about to start building. She looks like, I mean, it's no mistaking that she is like not a normal, There's a lot of pattern stuff going on with the Wookiee that I don't think is in the chocolate so much. At least not by itself. When you start adding stuff, but
Wookiee is another nice one too.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Like, it's a lot of dope morphs in that complex to work with.
For sure, man. For sure.
Yeah, I got in the incubator, I paired a chocolate freeway with a highway female. So I really only got like I got 8 different outcomes, but it's either gonna be ivory or a chocolate ivory, a freeway or a chocolate freeway, a highway or a chocolate highway or a pavement or a chocolate pavement.
That's crazy, man.
I ain't never seen a chocolate pavement. I'm expecting it to be like really, really dark. I hope I hit it first and foremost, but I'm expecting it to be dark, and I hope it's a female.
What else is in it? What else is in it's just chocolate?
Yeah, so a chocolate freeway with a highway.
See the difference. Yeah, if you hit one and then you have one that doesn't have it, you'll notice it for sure. Probably darken it up a little bit.
I got 8 eggs, so maybe it'd be like the perfect because there's 8 potential morphs that can come out of it. So maybe it'd be like the perfect genetic calculator and hit everything.
That'd be so dope.
Yeah, cool, but hopefully it don't be 4 and 4. Hopefully it'd be like more like a 2-6 or something like that.
For sure, you're gonna. I mean, yeah, it's definitely gonna be a cool collection, man. Hopefully, not as many ivories.
Yeah, I hope not. Knock on wood.
Although I will say, ivories are good to have for breeding, man. They're good to have. Like female ivories are good to have, man.
Yeah, because yellow belly coming out.
Yeah, and you can. I mean, there's just so many things that work so good with yellow belly, man. Like by itself, it's what it is. But I'm telling you, there's a lot of genetics of that yellow belly just pops it, man.
Yeah, the homie Hank knows up. He said, add ultramel. Team ultramel.
Yeah, no matter what, just add ultramel.
Yeah, no matter what, you can't go wrong. What's good, Wiz?
I think Antoine said he was doing I think he was saying I think Antoine was saying he was doing like a Monarch to Ultramel or something, or he had.
Yeah, I heard him say that a while back.
Yeah, I wonder what's up with that. That's funny.
He also got. I might be getting the genetics on either side wrong, but I know the potential outcome. I think it's a spot nose double head Ultramel clown with a leopard double head Ultramel clown. So it's a shot at Ultramel Batman.
Yeah,
that's gonna be nice, bro. That's gonna be nice. I hope he hit it, man. I want to see it. Yeah. Like I'm going for it, but I still want to see it. Like
I know personally how bad he wants to hit that one, man.
Yeah, I want to see it, bro. I hope he hit it because I really want to see it.
Yeah, for real,
bro.
For real.
But that's gonna be tight. Do you so what you think about jeans like Stranger? Like you think Stranger gonna stay at the prices at for a while? I hear different people say different things.
I feel like it's already kind of starting to come down a little bit. I see a lot of stagnation at what was the current market price. I feel like when I go on there and look at them, it's pretty much the same snakes. You'll see a couple pop off and stuff, but I did notice, I don't know, probably like a month ago, and I can't recall like the numbers or whatever, but I did notice looking at some newly posted Stranger stuff that seemed like lower than normal when I saw it. What's that?
Price-wise?
Yeah, price-wise. It seemed like when I read it, I was like, that seems low. But like I said, I don't remember the numbers and stuff. It was a while ago. I was probably really high. Laying in bed. But, I just, honestly.
You know how we do.
Yeah. So I don't really know. Like, I can't really say, but I just remember having that feeling like, God, that seems low. Like, it's already kind of coming. And, like, you see that with Hurricane, too. Like, it's starting to do that a little bit, I feel like. I feel like the Codoms, they get their run. And it's because of the genetics, because it is, it's either it isn't or it is from one parent, it's just naturally they're going to die. They're going to come down. Like they may stay higher and higher than like what standard genetics are going for, but they're not going to be in that 10K range forever, which I think is different than like when you start like with the recessives. It's like regardless of the genetic testing, like that's always going to be like a harder project to build. Because if you think about it, it's the same. A visual recessive is basically genetically the same thing as a super.
Yeah.
And supers, like certain supers that like are in demand that are like really bitching, like for instance, like a super asphalt, man, those are high end snakes, man. And you add like clown to that, like dude. Like that's a crazy snake, dude. That demands a high end price, dude. Like, and they're not easy to make, and they're not easily found either.
Right.
So I think that like from that you can kind of see the difference with the recessive genes. I mean, I think for me, the genetic testing for me, I look at it as like cool. I'll be able to tell if this is yellow belly or not.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or like red stripe, or some of these more obscure like genetics that are not easily spotted, by the
red stripe can be a tough one.
Yeah, I've been battling that one all this whole year, man. Because my male that I paired all the clown stuff had red stripe, so everything had potential red stripe in it. And it was really like a pain in the ass. I was bugging Justin so much, man. But Bless his heart, man. He always responded, and he always like gave me his advice and helped me on that. So that's cool.
Yeah,
really appreciate that.
What's good, Phil? Thanks for coming out. So yeah, Red Stripe, it's a tough one, but I like it when I see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it make a difference in a lot of combos. Yeah. And then like the way Red Stripe and Cypress interact is wow. Like, you wouldn't expect that. Or
yeah. Well, we were talking earlier about how you were talking about that post on Canova's thing about the Red Stripe and the Het Pompeii.
Mm-hmm.
And they remember that. I don't know if you saw, but she had showed pictures of one that had red stripe and one that didn't have red stripe. And it's so crazy how different the snake looks, but it's not like something you can easily explain. Like, that's what red stripe does. It's like weird, right. But they look so different without it. Yeah. It looks so different.
And yours looks more like the one that is.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. So like that's definitely. But yeah, I've actually been jumping into other stuff lately. So I got some blood pythons like 6 months ago or so.
Oh, word?
Yeah. So they're babies. I'm just growing them up. I got some ideas with that. I'm just gonna have a couple and breed. I want to make pixels, so I got a golden eye male, and then I'm gonna get a Botic male to pair with a female I have. And then I'm just going to make babies and then hopefully put those babies together and make pixels like 15 years from now.
I know a dude that I think it's Juggernaut Reptiles.
Oh, yeah.
You seen his stuff?
Yeah.
Some tight stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. For sure. I'm always checking his stuff out. And then recently, shout out to MJ from Trap Talk. I've picked up some retics and some boas from him.
So you're getting deep into it.
Yeah, so I got like a lot of stuff that's gonna be like kind of future planning. Like, I'm planting seeds that I know aren't going to be doing anything special, but I'm keeping it all real small numbers because it's like the ball pythons are definitely priority.
Yeah, 100%. Okay.
So like I'm just growing.
How many retics you got?
Well, they're super dwarf. Right now I have 3.
3? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do like the Snow Project, the Purple Albino Anri Project, and I've got some cool marble platinum female that's at Anri. I got hoping to buy another male, and then I want to get a 1.1 of just 100% pure Calatos, so I can keep dropping or bringing that percentage up. Like get the visuals and pair them to the 100%, so that brings that super dwarf average up and makes the snakes smaller and smaller as I possibly can make them, man. Some of the lineage that I have, like some of the dames are like 8 feet long, which is crazy small, even for super dwarf. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, so, I don't know if you know Nicole from Lady Tiggs Exotics.
What is the name of it?
So it's Lady Tiggs Exotics.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
she keep a bunch of retics.
Yeah, she does.
Some nice ones.
Always posting. Yeah, she does have some nice ones. I'm always checking that out when she posts that stuff. I love it, man. I like when I first got him, I was like, I jokingly told MJ, I'm like, all right, dude, I'm selling all of my ball pythons, dude, and I'm just buying retics. Because I was like, dude, when the first time holding one, dude, it's just a different animal, man, and it's a different thing going on with it, man. And that head of theirs, like you can see them look at you and then look away and then look back at you, and you can sense they're such curious snakes. They wanna move, they want to go around. The complete opposite of a ball python. They don't want to wrap up in a ball. They don't want to hide their head. They just want to go and just see.
Yeah, that's what everybody says. So they're super intelligent.
Yeah,
so much more inquisitive than a ball python.
Yeah, and it's intimidating sometimes, man. Like especially like right around feed day when I bring the rats in, I open up that tub and I've got this male he's more of a pet. He's actually the first one I got from MJ when I was kind of got him as like a test the water snake, and. I'm really probably never going to breed him, but he's just going to be like a display animal. I'd like to build something in my living room eventually and just have him out there. But it's intimidating sometimes, man. That food response, he's starting to get a little bit bigger and a little bit more like intuitive of the timing of when it's feed time. And man, I open that tub up and he's just like he's ready, dude. I got to be careful, man.
Nice.
I'm already hook training him too. So like when I'm going to pick him up, I get the hook out and I give him a little tap and let him know that there's no food. So And then the
So
blood.
I think I'm probably botching this. Well, first off, y'all make sure y'all go check out Nicole's channel. If you're not subscribed, get her to 1,000. I think she had like 800 or so right now.
Oh man!
When I heard her talking about like how she do her retics, like I think she keep them in PVC enclosures. So definitely correct me if I'm wrong. But when she feeding them, she go into one side of the enclosure because she got like sliding doors.
Oh yeah.
Them, she come in from the other side. You
Versus
know what I'm saying? So they know what's up.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess what I've been told by some people too is like that heavy food response is good because it really lets you know what their intentions are and where they're going. Like they're gonna go and they're gonna be there. Like especially if they're hungry and they see you opening that tub, they're coming. They're coming right there, man. So it's like they as much as we feel like whoa, but they know what they're doing. We just got to make sure that we don't mess up and we do our side of it right and we don't get bit. So it's you got to give the snake credit too sometimes. Like they know the difference too. And it's funny because I've actually taken like my rat hooks, my tongs, and I've opened the tub and I thought, oh, I'll just tap him and let him know when to pick him up. And I tap him and he bites it. And I'm like thinking like, what the hell? And I'm like, oh, dude, no shit, dude. They just picked up a rat with that thing. Dude. He smelled rat on it. Like that was my move. That was my bad move. You know what I mean?
At least you learn from it.
Yeah, exactly. That first
follow me for more regurgitated retic tips.
All right. Some regurge. Have you ever had a regurge?
One time I think it was one. Yeah.
I for sure had one.
Once. But
just once.
I wasn't 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure it was. It was early when I was first keeping.
Yeah.
And I think it was one. And it stunk like all get out.
Yeah. It don't smell like anything, bro. It don't smell like poop. It don't smell like throw up. It's its own class of stank, dude. It's so bad. And it don't go away too, man. Like you clean it, you can still smell it in the air. It was bad. But it was actually the dame of my desert ghost clown I hatched out. And it was when I was real fresh and she was probably only like 500 grams. And luckily I didn't know this, but I later on from Billy actually talked about how if a snake regurgitates, you don't want to feed him right away because it can actually kill him.
Yeah, because when they regurgitate, don't it mess up the inside?
Yeah, their stomach gets all messed up and it takes a while for them to like relax it back into place, I guess. And so I didn't know that. And I would have but for some reason she knew she didn't want to eat. She didn't need to eat. So she didn't eat for like a month after that. And I was all worried that, oh my God, she's not eating, because I was pretty new. And, but thank God, dude, because I could have killed that snake because I didn't even know that. No one ever told me that, and it was like a year later. Like I'd been in the industry and like been in the hobby for so long. And it was like, a year and a half after that I finally heard about this. And I remember even Billy saying like, it's weird that nobody talks about that. Like you don't really hear anyone talking about that, but it's legit something you should be concerned about when they regurge.
Gotcha. Yeah. Fortunately, I haven't had to really deal with it.
Yeah, me neither. That was just the one.
Yeah.
Whew, but I never want to smell that shit again, bro.
So I think the worst smell has been like, so this was early too, so it taught me a lesson about like double and triple checking. So I fed it, wrapped it. I thought everything was all good. Come back in there. I'm like, the fuck is that smell? And it's the damn rat still in there on the heat.
On the heat, like dust.
On the heat.
Dead?
It was dead because it wrapped it and it drug it back there.
Oh, so
overnight it's been on the heat, like just basically.
Yeah, that's nice and spicy right there, dude.
Nice warm rat.
Yep, that got it up
in the morning.
They got it up to speed real quick, man. Get that steep out there, dude. Oh God, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, so that wasn't no fun.
Yeah, no.
And dude. So like now I double, triple check now.
Yeah,
like
I have a little system.
You learn.
All my young stuff I feed with tongs, so I'll but I feed live, but I still use the tongs.
Okay.
And
what do you start them off on?
Now like the last 3 clutches I've had, I've done rat pups, like really small rat pups, like the smallest you can get, almost like a fuzzy, but a little bit bigger than a fuzzy, And I've had good luck with it. Like when I used to do mouse hoppers, I had a lot of, I'd have like, say I had 7-8 clutch, I would get like 5 to eat and 2 would never eat every time. It would always be like 2. But ever since I've been to going to the pup, like I have not had a problem. In fact, the Desert Ghost Clown Clutch, the two siblings to the visual, they ate 2 meals before they shed their first shed.
Oh wow!
Like once they came out of the egg and they were like good to go, I took them out and I put them in their own tub. I gave them like a day in there, kept misting them and kept them good. And I just threw one in there to see, and they took it. And then like 5 days later, they took another one, and then 2 days later, they fed their first shed. So like, I mean, I'll probably never do that again. That was kind of like I wanted to see. Yes. I've heard people say that they get them to eat before they shed, so I just thought I'd give it a shot.
Okay.
The visual wouldn't take though. The visual didn't take.
Do you always put them in separate tubs, like as soon as they come out, or do you?
No, that was a little different too. I usually leave them together in the incubator, and of course with the press and seal off, and with just a paper towel and a bowl of water. And I usually just leave them in there and mist them probably every other day until they shed, and then I put them separate. And that's what I usually do. And I don't know. I probably will stick to that for now, just because I don't know. I think that the extra warmth and the extra moisture is probably better suited for them at that point.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's what I've been doing, but I wondered if I should change. But I'm probably just stick with what I do. Like, I let them stay in there all together, wait for everybody to shed, and then I separate everybody.
Yeah. That's basically it. Just when they start shedding, I pull them out as they shed.
Yeah.
And then, but man, I got, like I said, I got this ultra male clutch. I had a long hiatus. I had 2 clutches at the end of the year last year, like November-ish, December. And then I had 2 clutches at the beginning of this year and then nothing. Like I think the last clutch hatched in March, and then I had nothing until just recently, last week, finally had 1 lay. So I don't know if this is my season, like this is the start of my season. You know what I'm saying? And like that, those were actually last season, you know what I mean? Like I don't know if that's how they're squaring off. Gotcha. But it sure seems that way. It feels that way. Like, so
did you say if you've had any girls go multiple times for you? That's a milestone I haven't hit yet.
I have 3 females that laid last year that were first time layers that are being paired right now. Okay. So they should go. I've only had 1 female that did not go back on food right away, and she's like 8 months into this. She's probably not going to go on schedule for sure. She's not, because she hasn't been eating, but she is eating now, so that's good. But I probably missed at least she'll be delayed. It'll be later. You know what I'm saying? Like she's not going to go. Like okay. I think she laid in like December. There's no way. I mean, she's like super skinny still, but got her eating again, so that's good consistently. So,
gotcha.
That's my ivory. That's my ivory inchy spot nose possible red stripe het clown girl I got from Justin. Oh, nice. One of my first from that first group that I got from Justin.
I picked up a Mojave Hypo female that had just laid. She laid in October. And I picked her up, I think either in like December, January, something like that. But anyway, I started pairing her this spring, and she just dropped 7 good eggs the other day.
Damn.
So she went twice in 10.5 months.
Yeah.
Because I paired her when she first started building, right? She might have been at like 10 or 12 or something like that. And then the next time I paired her, she had jumped up not paired her, but next time I measured her follicles with her, and when I ultrasounded her, she had jumped up like 7, 8, 9, something crazy like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, like she building quick. And it was only like 2 weeks in between when I ultrasounded, because I needed to ultrasound like a week earlier than what I normally do, because I normally do it like every 3 weeks or something like that. But I had needed to do it a week earlier because I had some stuff going on the next weekend. I wasn't gonna have time. And so every time I ultrasounded after that, she was just like building and progressing. And before you know it, she was at 30. So I was like, yeah, I know she's gonna give me something. And like I say, she just dropped 7 good eggs too, big,
awesome,
veiny, like great eggs. And so that's her second time laying in 10.5 months. I'm probably give her next year off, just a little chill.
Yeah.
Like she a soldier. Like,
that's rad. Do you have an ultrasound?
Yeah, I got the contact one.
Yeah, that's
you
what
got
I
ultrasound.
Yeah, that's the Amazon one, right?
Yeah, the Amazon.
Yeah, that's the one I got.
Ultrasound.
Yeah, I like it, dude. Dude, but yeah, I was gonna say, you've noticed? I don't know if you've noticed this, but I've noticed this with some of my girls. It's like some will build so fast, like surprisingly fast. Like she'll be at like 15, and then the next time I do it, they're at 28, and it's like the same in that same frame of time. I've had others that were like at 12 that are like at 16 now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
they only grew like 4 millimeters, but this other one like jumped up like 15 or something, or 13 millimeters. It's like crazy, dude.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Some of them build super fast. Like I think I got 2 locks in this girl.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Say it's all you need, man. 2 locks. Well, 1 lock really, but I mean 2 is kind of like making sure. But that's another thing too, is I locked everything. I paired way too much in the beginning. Before I had the ultrasound, and I was just getting these girls that were getting to size, like they're starting to hit like 1,300, 1,400 grams, and like people are saying like parent, So I'm like pairing these snakes, and I don't have any clue how to palpate or do anything. I don't have an ultrasound, so I'm just like going blind into this. And so I got like that first from that period of breeding. I think I got 2 clutches, and those are the ones that were at like the beginning of the year or the end of last year.
Out of 2 clutches, out of how many girls paired?
On those 2 clutches, how many times they got paired?
No, you said you got 2 clutches. How many girls did you expect to go? How many pairings?
I was pairing like 6 or 7 girls at that point.
Okay.
And now that number is obviously a lot higher now, but yeah, it wasn't very many, and I wasn't, like I said, they were all pretty young, and it was just kind of like listening to like different guys and how they do it. And like when they start pairing, and like a lot of guys are saying, hey, you pair now. It's not even about her getting, it's not really about her getting the sperm at that point. It's more about getting her juices flowing kind of. And then she'll start, they'll start eating really heavy, and then they'll start building. And like, it just something about that. Sometimes just being around a male will get the juices flowing, get it going. And so I did, most of it was for that. I had 0 expectations. I figured I didn't expect anything till this season, like going into this. So like, it didn't feel like it was going to be anything. And then sure enough, I actually I didn't even see the ovulation. Well, it's funny. I saw 30 ovulations before she actually ovulated. Like, hey, Antoine, look, it's ovulation. And he wouldn't even respond. He'd just laugh at me, dude. Like, I sit him to MJ or something, dude. And he'd just be like, dude, is this your first time ever like holding a snake, bro? And I'm like, okay. And then when she actually did ovulate, I didn't even see it. I didn't even notice it.
Damn.
So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I had to. That's when I decided that I think that if anything, like whatever I do when I know what I'm doing, right now I don't. So let's get an ultrasound. And let's learn and let's figure it out, like that. I figure that's the best way. And I have seen that too. I'm starting to see like the behaviors, and I'm correlating to what I'm seeing with the ultrasound, and it's helping me learn where they're at and what they do at certain points. And like, sometimes I freak out because like, I don't know, like I have girls that are like building in that, like at 20 millimeters, they just completely go off food. And I have others that'll eat all the way up to like 35 millimeters. Yeah. But there's behavioral changes, like when bull wrapping is like, intense, and you just notice. And also they're not bull wrapping now; they're on the hot side. It's like, and then like when you go ultrasound, you're like, oh yeah, she's probably getting ready to ovulate. You just know, and it's cool that I wouldn't have learned that without the ultrasound. It's almost like reverse engineering. Like
exactly, that's exactly why I got it
by using this to like calibrate it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly why I got it, because like you, I didn't know how to palpate. I didn't know what the hell to do.
I don't think anyone knows how to palpate. For the record, I don't think anyone knows how to do that. I think that's just like a wise tale. Like they just like people that think like, oh yeah, there's 7 eggs in here. Like you can't fill them, dummy. I think
it's people describe it. Like bro, like it just, I don't know. Like I ultrasound, I know for a fact that it's follicles in there. I know what size they are, but I still can't feel nothing.
No,
like,
yeah. And I
was like, get there one day.
Bro, I did that to a girl like after she ovulated. Like it was probably like day 25 after her pre-lay, so she was gonna lay like in a couple days. And I'm trying to like feel it like gently, just kind of. I don't feel nothing, dude. It almost scared me because it doesn't seem like it's dense enough. Like I hope she didn't like reabsorb or something, Then like ultrasounding her again, like shit, just to make sure there's eggs still in there because. Yeah, I can't feel nothing, bro. I don't know. I guess.
Yeah, watching them and learning what they do and seeing like the changes in their behavior, because like everyone, like if you watch them and you spend enough time in your room, you know how your animal acts and you know what
Yeah.
it does, and you can notice like little changes and stuff like that. Like the smallest things you notice just
Each
from
individual snake too.
observing them. Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Each individual snake have its own like nuances and tendencies and stuff like that, and so you know that kind of stuff. And so if something's different, you automatically pick up on it just because you've been watching them for so long. So that's cool to kind of see that progression, you know what I'm saying, as they going through, you know what I'm saying, they just getting that those mental notes, and I write stuff down, I document stuff and stuff like that. So it's dope. And that's the main reason I got the ultrasound. Is like I said, I didn't know how to palpate, and I knew it was going to drive me crazy if I didn't know what was going on, if I didn't have a clue what was going on. Because even with ultrasound, I still don't know it all. You never know it all. I don't think anyone knows it all, but some people know more than others. But for sure, without the ultrasound, like I'd have just been guessing. I wouldn't have knew. I wouldn't have known. Like I would have popped up with some eggs.
I would have killed my males, man, if I would have kept at the rate I was going. Like I seriously, like I have a big old like dry eraser board and like it's like right here in front of me. And my first year I had like, I would write, the males would be categorized, and then each female that went to them would get their own line. And I would write the date when I paired them, and then I would circle the date if they locked.
Okay.
And I remember that first chart, man, there must have been like freaking like 12 dates and like 8 locks, and like I'm in like nothing from those snakes either. Like, you know, like I got 2 on the freaking leg, dude. And like I'm just glad, because like now that I have the ultrasound, now I don't even pair them unless I see like certain numbers. I look at the last time they were paired, I go, okay, probably a good time to do it. She's at like 15, 18. Do another, do it again. And then I try to get like one more, like around 30, I try to get one more in, and that's it.
Do you always wait, or do you sometimes do like jump off pairs?
It depends. Like I kind of wonder if maybe there's more probability for more viable eggs if there's more pairings and more locks. And like, I know a lot of people say there isn't and stuff, but like, I wonder if there is. And if I have a specific male that doesn't have a lot of females to go to, I will like let them sit in there for like weeks. And I've seen them like lock multiple times throughout that couple of weeks. And then usually what I'll do is I'll feed them, and then give them like a day, and then put them together. And then the older snakes, I feed every 2 weeks. I feed my bigger stuff every 2 weeks. So like they'll stay in there together for that whole period between feedings. Okay. So like the night before feeding, and then I'll separate them. And I've witnessed like 4 locks in that period, before. Okay. So if it's something I know that's not going to get a ton of work, and I'm not like going to be expecting him to go to 3-4 females, then I do that a lot. And,
gotcha.
I don't know. We'll see.
So what made you switch to feeding every other week for the adults?
Honestly, it was just the feed response itself. I had a lot of problem feeders. I think that's why I missed a lot of females that first year, because it seemed like the females that were more like apt to go, the bigger females, the ones that were like doing well in the beginning, they just shut off food at a weird time and didn't go for me. And so I think with all the problem feeders, and I kind of just researched it, and I talked to some people, and a lot of people told me they were doing this every 2 weeks, and they have a lot better feeding response for them. It gives them a little bit, they still get the same amount. Like it basically, what it does is just slows their metabolism down a little bit and they end up getting more nutrients out of the rat before it passes. So it kind of works itself out. And I've been doing it for like a year now, and I've seen like the same, if not better growth, and 100% better feeding. Like I don't have rats left over. I think I have 2 rats left over. I fed Tuesday and I have 2 left. Like, and there were times when I'd have like 20, like, because it was just like,
oh wow,
wouldn't eat. And I would, every week and stuff. And when I started just doing it every 2 weeks, I don't know if it's something to do with that time away or whatever, or whatnot, or getting them on track with that metabolism. It just seemed like I got way better response. And like, I really only have maybe 2 adults now that are like what I consider like problem eaters that just kind of go on and off. And one of them laid last year. So, and that's the one I was talking about, the Ivory, that clown. She just did not want to go back on food. But yeah, I think it's better. I give them bigger meals too. I think like a little bit bigger than I would normally.
So what you feed them? What size?
Mainly smalls, but like I said, like some of my bigger snakes, I have some girls that are like, over 3,500 grams, and they, I'll give them 2 smalls, or sometimes I'll get a medium for them. I'll get like 4 or 5 mediums, replace them, and just like I said, every 2 weeks, so it's not such a big deal.
Gotcha.
But most everything's getting smalls. It's just I don't like to overfeed them. I don't like to feed them too much. I think a lot of, I don't know. When I got in, there was so much information about feeding, and people had so many ideas and stuff. And I think when I finally like started talking to like people that were a little bit more respected, when you figure out who's who in the industry and like whose voice is really important and who's just talking, it just sounded like we as a whole we're overfeeding our snakes, and we're like and not even like maliciously, like not even like trying to power feed them. It's just like the understanding of them and like what we think is the right thing to do. We think we might be feeding like this. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with feeding them every week and stuff. But like, I just, I think the real thing is this size of the meal. I think that's really important. Like, you don't want to give them too big of a rat. And a lot of people like to show off or get bigger food or like, but it's not what they're used to, it's not what they're used to eating, and I don't think it's, I think it can cause problems too. Like they've shown that it can cause problems when they eat too big of a rat,
Yeah. Billy was the first one that I heard talk about like every other week, like the first big person, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To talk about feeding every other week. Like he was saying like he used to feed every week, and then for whatever reason, his rodent supplier couldn't supply it. And so he was like, I got to go to every other week. And so Bill was like, fuck, it's going to set me back. He started feeding them every other week. And then he started noticing they're eating better. They're growing the same, if not better. And he's like, and it's costing me half the money. So the snake's thriving more, healthier, and you saving money. It's like, can't beat it.
Yeah.
You know how Billy talk. He gets super crunk when he said.
Yeah, he's all fired up.
Yeah.
But I mean, the way I look at it too is like you can see it like for what it is. Like, I mean, really, with like when you do the math, like all the rats that weren't getting ate, and that's money that I was spending, and then in reality, like they're actually eating more when I was feeding them less times because they would eat consistently now. So now over like a 4-month time, they've had 8 meals versus over that same 4-month time, I was getting maybe like 2 or 3 meals in them. You know what I'm saying? So in the long term, it was actually giving them more food. And so it wasn't like they were getting chinched so much as like, just, and I have too personally seen like tremendous growth, like since I've done that. Like I've more growth and more like consistent eating for sure.
Gotcha. Yeah. So speaking of, so what does your routine look like? So you got the snakes, you got work, personal life and all that. So what's your average weekly routine look like?
Well, what my ideal weekly routine is that I get up at 3:30 every morning and go to the gym, which I do like 60% of the time. I do it all the time. All right. So, so sometimes I get there and sometimes I don't, but that's like typically I like to do that. I go to the gym and then I go to work. I get to work about 7 a.m. I work till typically 3:30, but we've been having like this crazy, they're expanding big. They're going really big, and they have this whole another building that they're getting ready to like throw into like actual operation. And so we've been working crazy hours over there, but typically like Tuesday is my feed night. So I leave work, I get all my tubs, I drive to the reptile shop in Temecula, California. Mike
Temecula?
Yeah, Temecula, California.
Okay.
He's actually he's pretty big. He actually sponsored that David Kaufman ball python movie. He was one of the advertisers that like sponsored that. And so he's pretty big out here. And so I drive all the way out there, pick up rats, I bring them home, I feed. I get done about 8:30 at night, 9 o'clock, hit the bed. And then like Thursdays, I usually Wednesday I'll go through and check make sure that there's like no poop or water is usually like my big day for that. And then Thursdays is usually a chill day. It usually works out that way anyways because of the family schedule with like soccer and different shit we got going on. So, and then Fridays is a check everybody, clean everybody, water everybody night. Gotcha. Typical night. Like I'll stay up late because I don't have to get up in the morning. And then
how long does it normally take you?
Man, I mean, I'm going to be real. I'm in here smoking weed and I'm doing my thing. And so I'm listening to podcasts and and I'm like, so I'm not zoned in, but I don't have to because I'm my own boss. So I do how I want it, So I have a good time while I'm doing it. So it probably takes me a little bit longer than it would if I just came in here and buckled down, but I don't mind doing it. It's my time to like be in here and just kind of listen and learn some new shit and just check out my snakes. And it's always fun. It's that part of it has never gotten old, no matter how long I've been going on and doing this every week after week. It's always just like, it seems like it's funny because sometimes I'll like be like, before I get into it, I'm like, man, I don't want to do this right now. And then as soon as I'm doing it, I'm like, man, I don't want to do anything else right now. And I end up staying in there until 2 a.m, going to bed super late, before you know it. So yeah. And then like, I'm in here every day. Like I come in, I get up, even if I don't go to the gym, I'll still get up a little bit earlier just so I can come in here and check waters real quick and check sheds and check. Right now I'm like on egg watch, dude, waiting for eggs from this girl. So I'm, and then when I get home from work, it's the first place I go and do, so I'm in here quite a bit and probably too much if you ask my wife, but as the checks come in, that gets less and less of a concern of hers as she starts seeing the price tag on some of these snakes. She's like, oh, okay. You can stay in there all day then.
Stand there. Yeah, why aren't you in the snake room, bro?
Yeah. Right. She sees me like popping them and shit. She's like, what are you doing? What are you whacking off your snake for, dude? I'm like, what? Or just get out. Just get out. No.
I was explaining to somebody at work the other day about like sex and snakes and how they could pop it or probe it, and I was explaining it to them, and they're just like, wow.
Yeah. that actually happened yesterday at work. I was talking about it. I was actually talking about going on the podcast, and I was talking about someone was talking about something stupid, and then I brought up the fact that snakes had 2 dicks, and then that was just too much for the room, dude. They were just like, what? It's like. So then, of course, started talking about how you pop them and how you can tell and like what they do, and talking to them about the that what's that called when you squeeze them out, like the sperm plugs or whatever, when you pop them.
That's what I call it.
Yeah. Tell them about all that stuff, and they're just like, girl, what the hell, dude? What do you do, man? I'm like, bro, back off. It's science, okay?
Yeah, I still like. That's how I figured out that boy or that girl at the time was a boy.
Yeah,
because I paired him with snake twice. The first time they didn't do nothing. The second time, like I heard a whole bunch of commotion, so I decided to pop him, and then like it had sperm plugs all in the damn thumb. Like, damn, this a boy.
Yeah. See, and when I had that one and I was pairing it and thinking it was a female and it was a male, there was never a commotion. Like there was never like any kind of like they just stayed on opposite ends and I just thought nobody wanted to hook up with her, and so I ended up getting rid of her. And then of course the person I sold it to was like, hey, this is a male, and I felt so bad. So like, and I try to make that right with them. But it's like this other person sold it to me like that too, so it's like, God, man, like. But that's why you always gotta check it out.
Yeah, that was wild, and I still was in denial. Like I took it to somebody else just to confirm. I was like, because I couldn't get no hemipenes out, and like,
oh really?
Yeah, because even though I was popping them and sperm plugs was coming out,
but he's big.
Hemipenes, and
he was big, right?
Yeah, big.
They're hard. That's hard to do, bro.
And so that's like I was like, man, well maybe it's not. Maybe this is just like leftover sperm, and I missed a lot. Like I was in straight denial, bro. Like, and so they popped him, had to wrestle with it. Finally got hemipenes to pop out. So yeah, he a boy, all boy.
Could you use it still though? Like, was it like something you could incorporate?
Nah, I'm not gonna use it. Like, he is a banana Motley B.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was gonna do like some double head, some Kiki Clown stuff, and so that's what the plan was. But since he's a male with Spider, I don't want to put him to like a bunch of girls, and so I'll just keep him. Yeah, just keep him. Like, he's just a homie now.
That's funny. You said it was Spider?
Say again?
You said it was Spider?
Yeah, Banana Motley B.
That's funny. So, mine was a spider too.
Oh, word?
Yeah, it was a fire spider het clown that was sold to me as a female, and it ended up being a male. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know Trick Daddy? You ever heard of Trick Daddy?
I think so.
And Trina?
I think so. Why does that sound familiar?
Like You Don't Know Nan. Like, they had a song together. It's like old.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
99. Yeah. So I named her, at the time it was her, Trina, but then I just changed the name to Trick.
That's good, dude. Oh yeah. That's perfect.
Yeah, he boy.
Trick ass snake.
Yeah. Most of us Trick Daddy from the 305. So you're doing shows and stuff too, right?
Well, kind of. Like, I did Anaheim, like kind of like with Antoine and Andrew and Jerome and Troy from Best Dressed. Like, kind of like on a whim. Like, I don't even know if like all those other guys knew I was coming, but it was like Antoine's like, yeah, come on down. I got a display rack you can use. Just bring some snakes or whatever. So I just did it, and it was fun. And I made a little bit of money, and it was cool. Like, I plan on doing a little bit more. I'm doing Vegas with all those guys again.
Okay. When is Vegas? Is it
next month?
Or something?
Yeah, next month. So I'm doing that with them, and then I'm going to take a hiatus because I'm not going to have anything of my own. So I have a few things of my own, but mostly getting rid of stuff that I'm just kind of moving away from, or I feel like is expendable at this point. Some of the things I was talking about earlier when I was just buying a little bit too much, but I plan on I think it's Pomona in the beginning of the year. I think it's in January of next year. I think that's Pomona, the first Pomona. I'm planning on doing, I'll probably end up vending there possibly and be able to bring a bunch of my own stuff this time, which is going to be cool.
Okay. You going to any other big shows this year?
I'm hoping I can make it to Pomona this weekend, but I got so much stuff going on, and we're down to one car now because the truck motor blew. So we're down to one car. So I'm hoping I can get down there Sunday after I do some things. But
gotcha.
Other than that, I have plans eventually of going. Like, I want to go to like Tinley.
Okay. Have you been to Tinley yet?
No, I have not. I have not been. Actually, like, it was funny because like pre-COVID, I went to. I think it's the same as like Anaheim and Pomona, but they had it in downtown San Diego. And I went to a show, and it was like pre-COVID, like, months before. And got all excited about shows, and then COVID happened. And it was just nothing for a couple of years, and it sucked, man. Was able to finally get to go to some shows last year, which is really cool, and got to meet a lot of cool people and stuff. But I definitely want to do like Tinley. I definitely want to go to. I definitely want to do Arlington, and Daytona would be cool at some point. But I get to see all those like East Coast guys,
right?
Guys like Levance and Bob Vu, and like just the people that don't come all the way down here anymore, and like Justin doesn't really come out here anymore. Like, a lot of those guys don't make the trip out here too much. I think like COVID like changed a lot of the way things are done now, and the internet too. Just morph market in general has like changed the way you
change
most of these bigger people are selling snakes. Like, it's morph market, 100%. Even Justin says the shows aren't even about selling snakes; it's just about networking and getting your face out there and talking to people and spreading your brand and stuff, So it's and I just like it, man. Like, it's not really work, it's fun, and we get to hang out and listen to Antoine crack stupid ass dad jokes all day long and just laugh at himself, and everyone just look at him funny. I mean, that's priceless in itself, dude. Like, come on now. So
I'm looking forward to Daytona next weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's going to that, isn't he?
Yeah, he'll be there.
Yeah, that's right. He is. He's doing a few of those, but he's not going to be at a Pomona if he's got fights or something this weekend. But that's right. He is going to Daytona. And then what's after that? Isn't it like Arlington?
He said, "Get your beard out there." I'm not quite sure the date of Arlington. I know Tilling's in early October.
Like that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, Tinley is like what is it? October 7th through 9th.
Where are you at? Where are you?
In Florida, Gainesville, Florida.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where is that? Like North Florida?
Yeah, it's North Central Florida. We like less than 2 hours away from Daytona.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's right up the road.
That's your show. That's your show right there.
Oh yeah. I'll be there.
That's cool.
This year is going to be, because this will be my third time going to Daytona, but this is supposed to be like the biggest out of those 3 years, because you know what I'm saying? Because the first year was 2020, and so it wasn't as big, and there was like restrictions and stuff, or somewhat restrictions. I mean, it's Florida, so COVID never really happened here, but it was a little bit different.
Yeah. That made me like Florida.
Say again?
That made me like Florida, man. I wanted to be there. California was the complete opposite, dude. It was like, dude, if you don't wear this mask or go outside, your grandmother's gonna die, and it's your fault. That was California, dude, that whole time. Man. Like that was the attitude, bro. And it was just like, man, after so long of dealing with that, man, and just you keep hearing the news about Florida and everyone's just partying in the streets. I would see posts. Like, come on, dude. Come on. This could be us. This could be us, you know? Come on.
And then 2021, we weren't there that long, to be honest. I just saw Bosa's comment and said no COVID in Florida. It's Florida. We weren't there that long last year, but this year we're gonna be there the whole weekend. This is the first time like we're gonna stay like overnight, so we'll be there. We'll get there Friday and then leave on Sunday. So we'll really make a trip out of it this time.
That's cool, man. That's way cool. Yeah, I definitely want to hit that one up. Those are the three that I want to do, man. We get these shows out here are cool and stuff, but man, I hear like stories about Tinley and Daytona, and it's just like a different vibe, man, than it is out here, for sure.
Yeah, I want to go to. I want to go to Arlington, but I'm not gonna make it. I don't know. Maybe what is one in February? I think
they have
one.
I
don't be able to make that one either.
Yeah, I think February or March or something. I forget.
Yeah, I want to go next year if I can make it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I would like to do like next year would be a good year for me to try to make it to some of these shows, for sure.
It'll probably be the later one, but I think the later one in like September or something like that. The later Arlington, I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I think it's coming up though.
Yeah, because that'll make the fall like super busy for me because I'm trying to get to Tinley, get back to Tinley. So it'll be like Daytona, Tinley. I want to go to BP Con, which is like a conference, the Bigger Pockets conference. You in Isaac Patreon?
No, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you need to join Isaac Patreon.
Yeah, I heard he's got like that whole like boot camp.
Yeah,
going for like business, like entrepreneurship and like just mentor. Yeah.
So I definitely want to go there.
He's smart, man.
Year. Yeah, 100%.
He knows what he's doing when it comes to that shit, man, for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
And then I'm not gonna get to go to Justin's facility visit this year, but if you do it again next year, I'm hoping to make it next year. Are you going this year?
I don't know. I've been talking to him for a while, but like he's kind of like I've talked to him about actually going out there and hanging out and letting me come out and check it out and stuff, and but I just haven't figured out a good time for me to go out there. But I know he does. Are you talking about that Patreon like hookup thing that he does? Yeah. I want to. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. I don't know. The timing is weird, I think. I don't know. When did they do the last one? Wasn't the last one like the beginning of the year?
I think it was around the same time frame, but I could be lying.
Yeah,
I could be.
I can't remember, but I just remember it was just a weird. Like I don't know if I'd be able to make that. But
yeah, I'm gonna be out of town that weekend for something different for work, and so I ain't gonna be able to make it. I ain't gonna be able to make it, but I hope I can make it next year if they have.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man.
Yeah,
definitely. That's definitely something I want to see, like go to and actually get to meet Justin for as much as I've dealt with him and stuff and.
They had him ID snakes for you.
Have a face-to-face conversation with him,
Cool. All right, bro. Well, before we get you out of here, I do got a few random questions for you.
All
right. So if you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be and why? Is it Florida?
Oh, man. Close. So I used to work on nuclear power plants, so I traveled a lot. And a lot of it was in the South too. Watts Bar. I think my favorite place though of all, like I've been to Florida. I've been to
what part of Florida did you go to?
I was like south of St. Petersburg.
Okay.
South Tampa Bay, I guess, like a little bit southwest. Southwest Tampa. Yeah. I know Orlando was up north from us too. I was out there working at it was like Manatee County or something.
Okay, yeah.
It was like the bayou, like it was it was out there, man. It wasn't a very big area at all. It was like very, very like what you expect when you're out there on the swamp. Like it was like that, yeah. I'm sure. But I love Tennessee, man. Tennessee was, oh man, I never saw like so much like diverse like activities in life, and just like, man, just talking to people that actually lived there, and like, you know, what their costs were, and like where you could live, and like you could have these like beautiful spreads, big old like farm homes on nice land, and it was like for a fraction of what you could get like a track house out here with the tiniest backyard. You know, like it's just like, man, it's like that's where I want to be, man. And then also being in that atmosphere of like that country life, being away from people, but also being like 10 minutes away from like the grocery store, you know, 10 minutes away from like things that you need to, you know, that you need in your life to like make it, you know. So like I like just like that. And then plus like, I mean, like I was in near Chattanooga for a while. It was such a great like fun town. And then like just the activities, like the nature activities out there, like, well, you know, if you want to do something outdoors in Tennessee, there's just like a million options. And then
I'm not up on my Tennessee geography game. How far is that from Nashville?
So I'm trying to remember, like, because I was there too, but I don't remember. I didn't go from there to there. Like it was different times. Okay. So I'm trying to remember where exactly Nashville is from there. I honestly don't know off the top of my head, to be honest. But like that's another thing. Like Nashville, Memphis, all those places are like they're like Vegas, man. They're like you know, they're Vegas without all of the like extravagant like flair. Like it's such a cool vibe, man. It's fun. You know, it's almost like Vegas, but like if Mardi Gras took it over, you know, kind of vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like
I want to make it out to Nashville for one of these games when we play Vandy, because I heard it's a fun time. So I definitely want to make it out there.
Definitely the spot I'd be in. And we want to get out of California bad anyways, dude. So like it's eventually going to happen. I don't know where, but that's my vote. My wife probably don't want to live that far away from, you know, I don't think she wants to go clear across the country, but yeah, like that's my vote.
Texas is another one too.
Yeah, I've been to Texas a lot. I have family out there too, and it's for the same reasons too. I mean, like it's literally like a different market, a different world. Like I get down like that, man. I don't like traffic. I don't like living in this congested. There's too many people, bro. There's too many people squeezing. And I even live like on the outskirts of like LA and San Diego. Like I'm inland. I'm like an hour or so away from LA. Like I'm away. I'm like what used to be like the rural area, like 15 years ago, but now out here is blowing up. Now it's just blowing up out here. Everyone's moving from out there, from LA and San Diego. They're moving into these areas because it's a little bit cheaper, but you know, it's not. It's losing that appeal. It's just becoming, you know, same old Southern California grind, and everyone just fast pace, and it's not my vibe, man. It's not my thing.
Gotcha. All right. So if you could have dinner with any three people, dead or alive, who would those three people be? And man, why is that?
God, that's a lot of people to figure out, dude. 3 people? Man.
Top 3.
Oh man, I can't. This is so hard, dude. I literally just had like 7,000 people cross my mind. I'm trying to pick 3, dude. Oh God, man, I'm stumped, man. Oh man,
who are the first 3 that popped in your mind?
You know, okay, here's one. Bo Jackson.
Oh, dope.
like as a child, as a young kid growing up and like having like sports heroes, like Bo Jackson was my guy. Like that's, I had all the posters on my wall. Like I remember I had that poster where he had the football pads on and then he had the baseball bat.
Baseball bat?
Through his arms like this, and he was holding the bat, And it was a weird poster because it was like 5 feet long, but it was only like this tall, And I had that. It was like a Nike poster. I think I had that up there, man. And like, I don't know. I've seen that guy talk in interviews and stuff, and I don't know. He had a different thing about him. So I think that would be an interesting conversation. And then another big inspiration on me, and I just to bring his ass back alive, Kobe Bryant.
Kobe, that's what's up.
That man's like inspiration on my life, like growing up, like he was the same age as me, and I'm a big Laker fan, and I've followed my whole life. So like I just watched him grow as I grew, and then like even in his death, that has been like a big motivation for me to like have that mentality with my business and my life, and like just trying to be a better person and just doing it, man. So that's probably 2, and. Man, 2's not good enough.
So it sounds like you're a big sports fan.
Yeah, not so much anymore though. Like I don't really watch sports too much. I'll watch. I'm a Packer fan, so I'll watch.
Packer fan, okay. You do college football?
Not really. I used to follow it, but I never was a big fan of college football, to be honest. And I don't know.
That's my sport. That's my favorite sport.
Yeah. And it's funny because I know that thing. Like I know that like the purest football is the college game. Like I get that. I know it. Like I know when those people that love the college game, I get it. But I've never really like.
I don't know if it's gonna be like that for much longer.
You don't think so?
The dynamic changing a little bit. Hopefully, it don't change too much. Like I want a perfect balance, and what I'm talking about is like, so there's a transfer portal. I don't know how much you've been keeping up with it lately, but it's a lot of different dynamics at play. One of them is the transfer portal. So like that's getting more and more active. I mean, transfers have been happening, but they are loosening up the transfer rules. So in a way, it's almost becoming more like free agency. So that's one of the things. And I'm not saying that it's bad, but it is different dynamic and the game is evolving. And then NIL, which I fully support. I just kind of wish there was more structure to it right now. Right now, it's kind of like the wild, wild west because like NIL is name, image, and likeness, right? And so it allows a player to get paid for his or her name, image, and likeness, which, as you know, historically, the NCAA didn't allow that. So it's kind of been taken away from the NCAA. Right. And the states have ruled. California was actually the first one to move on it. And they said they were going to do NIL. Then Florida was like right behind them, except for their implementation was going to be even earlier. And so that was their chess move. And then like all the other states started following suit because obviously if California and Florida are both offering NIL and they have so much talent in those states and you really want to go to states, you're not going to be able to recruit those kids out of those states if it doesn't offer it. So everybody started following suit. And so now pretty much everybody doing it, but it's governed by each state's rules, right? And so there's not consistent rules from state to state, and it's just like a lot of gray area. And so it's a lot of people kind of abusing it in a lot of ways, and it's not really a level. I mean, the playing field hadn't been level, but at least everyone is at least supposed to operate under the same rules.
Yeah.
Right now, the norm is just that there's no rules and there's no universal rules that everybody operating with, right? And so that they give some people a competitive advantage just simply based off of legislation, just right out the gate.
Right.
That's happening right now. And then conference realignment too. So the SEC just picked up 2 teams. They picked up Oklahoma and they picked up Texas, and then the Big Ten followed suit like a year later. They picked up a couple schools from out in Cali, and so
UCLA and
USC.
I saw that recently.
Yeah, and so like right now, conference realignment, that's a big thing right now. The Big 12 had to respond, and so they picked up like UCF, like University of Central Florida in Orlando, so like our little brother. And they picked up like one other school, so it's like a bunch of different things going on. And so I want a balance, but I don't want to lose like that purest piece of the sport, right? And so I just want to balance.
Right? Those things sound like things that take that away too. Like, I don't even really know a lot about what you were talking about, like as far as the dynamic of that, but the way you were telling me, it sounds like they're just taking that pureness and that, like, I don't know what the word is, but it seems like it's taking that away and making it more like how the pro league is and stuff,
Right. And I don't want to get that far on the side of the spectrum.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like I want, like I said, NIL, that's a good thing. It can be a good thing. Transfer and loosening the restrictions on that, like all that can be good, but I just don't want to get too far away from what it was.
Yeah. Always tough, man. I feel like that with the NFL, it's not the same either because they've changed so many rules and made it like hard to like tackle. It's a lot of stuff.
Oh, that's the other thing. I didn't even mention that. Yeah,
it's probably why I don't even watch it as much anymore too. Is like I'll watch the Packers play, and I might not even watch the whole game. I'm like that's not where I'm at in my life now at this point. But there was a time when I would watch football all day. On Sundays, football, man. Monday football. And then now they got Thursday night football. And they got Saturday football. You got it all the time, dude. So it's like.
I barely watch it,
dude. I don't have time to watch TV like that anymore. It seems like it's just I can't like justify 3 hours of just watching something. Like I'll do something and have it on my phone or something, but yeah, I'm just not gonna sit down and watch TV for 3 hours.
Yeah, I used to watch way more sports than what I do now.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't even really watch the NFL no more. Like I might check out the Super Bowl or some playoff games and stuff like that. But I don't watch it like I used to. But college football, I watch college football, especially SEC football and especially Florida football. What's good, Keisha? But yeah, I don't even know how we got on that. Oh yeah, because you picked Kobe and you picked Bo. But yeah. You remember Bo Jackson's cartoon he used to have with Wayne Gretzky and Michael Jordan? That's way back in the day. I think it was. I think it was called like Superstars or some shit. If somebody in the chat
familiar, dude.
Remember it, drop the name. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like Bo Jackson, Wayne Gretzky, and Michael Jordan. And so you had baseball, football, basketball, and hockey represented.
Yeah. God, that sounds so familiar, dude. It was like a legit cartoon, like a
legit cartoon. Every Saturday used to come on. I can't remember the name of it though. I might have to Google it.
Yeah.
Let me look real quick.
I totally remember that. So funny.
Pro Stars. It was called Pro Stars. I think I said Superstars or something like that.
Pro Stars?
Pro Stars, yeah.
That sounds so familiar, man. I remember that, though. I can totally picture that cartoon in my head. But, yeah that's funny, dude. Man.
And then, last question. So if there was, what's one question you wish I would have asked you that I didn't ask you, and how would you have answered it?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe, I know you kind of asked that. Oh, man. Getting stumped again, dude. No, that's not a good one. That's too much. That'd be like a whole other show. Man, I don't know. I mean, you asked all the questions. I don't know. I don't feel like you missed anything. Like,
that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah. I mean, we talked a little bit about what my projects are and like what I'm working on and things I got cooking and stuff. I guess. I mean, talked a little bit about the beginnings and yeah.
Here's one I didn't ask.
There you go.
What makes Jacob tick? It can be reptile related. It can be anything. Open-ended question.
Dude, just like if it's something that I like, when I find something that I like, and it's something that I'd like want to learn about or whatever, I am like, that's like my focus on that thing is like laser beam tight, man. Like, and I think that like my passion, I guess, like, you know, I like just jumping into this, like I just like I just jumped straight in, man. Like I didn't really have a legit like game plan as far as like how things were going to be and how I was going to do them, because I knew that it probably wasn't going to turn out the way I thought it would. And like, I just kind of let like the right people guide me. And it's been different people over the years, you know, and just like kind of like in different positions and for different reasons and stuff. And as far as like, you know, building my brand versus, you know, like how to run an Instagram page and like doing these with people like you and stuff. And it's just been like, like this business, this industry, this hobby, these animals. I mean, I just keep breaking it down. Has been like life changing in the regard of like putting some purpose. Me and my wife, we lost a baby in 2017 by the day of his due date. He had passed in the womb, and we both, got hit hard with that, and
I can't imagine, bro. I'm sorry.
And then it was like the baby was dead, but then the doctor was like, "Your wife might die," so now I got to go save her. So I'm like this. It was like this crazy thing that we went through, and she's like, the emotional, like, I don't know what the word is. The burden of that is enough, and then like for her, she's like has this physical aspect to it too, because it like really jacked her insides up, and she to this day still has to deal with that and stuff. And it's like, we both kind of just lost our way, and like, there was just like this hobby was like a sliver of hope, and it was kind of like a coming back to who I was, and like remembering who I was, and like what I used to love to do, my most simplest form as a child and stuff. And it was animals, always had been, and to like kind of use that. And that's where I get my name from, actually, is that was his name. It's Sybil was his name. So that's where my name actually comes from. And This business is like, that is like my motivation, and like that name, and making that name proud, and making that baby proud, putting that name on my business, putting that up front, as that's what pushes me day in and day out, So it's been quite a journey. And like I said, this hobby and the people I've met, there's so many people have like really changed like my projection, and even just my, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. I wouldn't be where I'm at without it. So definitely a lot of love towards this hobby and the people in it, man, for sure.
Gotcha. I'm sorry to hear that, bro. I'm glad that you're able to kind of refocus your energy into something that you loved, and get back to your roots and
sure,
grow
man.
In that regard, bro. Like,
yeah, for sure. It's been like I said, it's had its ups and downs, but where we're at because of all the things that have happened, and it's the good and the bad that come with life. And like, life is chaos, and life is not perfect, and there is turmoil, and it's how you deal with that and how you pull yourself up. That's all you got, and ultimately
100%.
It's on you. Ultimately, man, you got to do it. And this hobby has allowed me to see that, and allowed me to practice that and be that. And it's just like, it's upwards, man. And it's always upwards. And that's the projection I have. And it's and it's also the ride, man. I'm not, like I said, I don't have a projection of where I want to be. I have a projection of how I want to be for the rest of my life, for the rest of my years, and like, it's what it brings, This hobby is going to bring me a lot of joy, and it already has. And that's my eternal hope in all of it, man. Just like, keep it moving.
Yeah, you're doing an amazing job, bro, from everything that I can see.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Making some amazing animals. Like, I see your stuff, I'm like, wow. And you haven't been in it that long, like, relatively speaking. And you're already making some amazing animals, and you're learning from the right people, you taking advice. And so, like, yeah, definitely very inspiring, bro. Definitely.
Appreciate it, man.
And I really appreciate you sharing your story with us too.
Yeah, man, for sure. Yeah. Like I said when we were talking before, man, I'm open book, and like, I don't like I don't mind sharing what is the bad with the good, because like I said, it's none of us are where we're at without any of that stuff. It's all a part of who we are.
It's who we are. Yeah,
for sure, man. Appreciate that.
100%. Well, bro, I know it's getting late, so I do want to give you some time to enjoy the rest of your night.
Appreciate it.
But definitely, before you get out of here, first and foremost, I really appreciate you coming on the show. I knew it was going to be a great show.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate chatting up with you. Hopefully get to meet you in person in the very near future.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Before you get out of here, definitely tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
Currently just on Instagram. I fucking hate fucking Facebook, so I reside in Instagram alone. I think it's like Sybil.Serpents. I don't know. Just you find it. Like I got a real simple logo, dude. Just find that ass, dude. That snake ass, dude. You'll find me, dude. I have no idea what it is, to be honest. It's something like that. But yeah, Sybil Serpents.
Yeah, I think it is Sybil.Serpents. If I'm not,
or dot or slash or something, dude. Yeah. One of the two.
Because I think the first time I noticed the dot was when I was tagging you one day. I was like, oh, there's a dot in there or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I don't even know why I put a dot in there. I thought that's what you're supposed to do, man. I don't know.
Yeah. That's what's up, bro. Again, man, I really appreciate you coming out tonight.
Everybody
in the chat, I appreciate y'all coming out. Appreciate all the good comments, the good questions. Y'all had me laughing a lot of times. If I missed a comment, I apologize. It do be hard to get to every comment because they be coming in. So I really appreciate y'all just kind of having y'all conversation in the chat. That's dope. Really appreciate all the support. Again, Jacob, thanks for coming out tonight. I'm gonna put you backstage, not backstage. Backstage real quick and then play the outro and then we chat real quick before we get
cool.
All right.